Good afternoon, my people. What is going on? It is your main man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform, Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. I welcome each and every one of you to episode 187. Why short-term thinking is murder. Did that sound like Ja Rule at all? I was trying to, because 187, as we know, you can take the hip hop out the boy, or the boy out the hood. You can't take the hood out the boy. And I'm all hip hop. 187 is murder. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Say what's up to everyone who are live with us as we stream across the Facebook page for Wealth Our Way and the YouTube Wealth Our Way network page. If you have not taken the time to subscribe to the Wealth Our Way network YouTube page, please do so this day. Please share the social media. We're growing a presence. We're trying to help as many people as possible. There are very few places on the internet where you can get consistent, no cost, no obligation financial advice and get your questions answered. We do that here for you at 15 Minutes of Finance. So please spread the word. I also want to give the wild salute to the many members of Wild Nation who will watch this program in its pre-recorded state overnight, over the weekend, wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. And then a heartfelt how are you to the good folks on the Life 101 platform who listen to the audio recording of this very here program. What's going on in the world? It is Thursday, October 20th. The year is just flying by. It's getting dark earlier now. I'm in Georgia. I split my time between Georgia and Jersey. I'm in Georgia. It's supposed to be the South, supposed to be warm. Cats is down here bundled up. It's snooky out here. But you know what? The world don't stop. We got to keep on. I want to tell you guys why it is a big mistake to check on all of your finances on a daily basis. Now, I do that, but I do it for educational purposes. I have to stay in tune with things. But I'm watching more and more of the people who call themselves financial experts, who are on the internet, who are on social media. And I hope you guys are careful out here. These are mean streets. There are people out here. There's an old saying from the movie Wall Street, the first version of the movie Wall Street with Michael Douglas, where he says, a fool and their money are lucky to have gotten together the first time. Because there's an old saying that says a fool and his money are soon parting. That means that if you got money and you're not prudent with it, someone's going to take it. They take it a step further in that movie and say that you're lucky to even have gotten money if you're foolish. There are people out there right now who are looking to separate you from your dollar. That's all they're looking to do. Everything is buy my course. Everything is buy this product. I'm not hating on them. I'm not naming names. I'm not telling you who these people are in my mind and heart. All I'm telling you is that, I don't even feel shameful saying what I'm about to say, because normally you say, oh, this is a shameful plug for myself. It would only be a shameful plug for myself if I were selling you something, if I were telling you to buy something. But those of you who have come here for the last 2 years, 2+ years of straight content, know that you don't sign up for anything here. You don't pay for anything here. And yet you get an industry veteran. I got to read my resume to you right now. I started in November of 1997. It'll be 25 years in 1 month at Smith Barney, one of the biggest brokerage firms on the planet. I went from Smith Barney to Payne Weber, and Payne Weber became UBS Financial Services. I left UBS Financial Services to start my own firm, Athletic Business Management, where I oversaw the financial careers of professional athletes. 2 years of running that by myself, I merged with my man, Sean G. Shout out to Sean G, the head of urban music at Live Nation right now. He had his company, I had my company. We merged them and formed the Sports and Entertainment Financial Group, where we oversaw the careers of athletes and entertainers for the next decade. Then I sold my side of the practice and went back to helping people at brokerage houses, working in Eagle Strategies at New York Life, where I learned everything you can learn about life insurance. And then I left once again to form Wealth Our Way, where I now consult on everything from stocks, bonds, mutual funds, life insurance, property and casualty insurance, banking, mortgages. There is nothing that someone could come to you and talk finances about that I am not well versed in. Aflac, I don't care what it is. I've seen it. got mad at it and don't want it no more. Like I've done it all. And I come here to give you this information. When I look on the internet, all I see are salespeople. All I see are people trying to get you nervous. There's a whole phrase they've created, FOMO, acronym, fear of missing out, FOMO. This goes to the heart of what I'm trying to say today with short-term thinking. The only way fear works is if you're focused on it. We're fearful of what we're thinking about. If we can find a way to take our mind off it, to ignore it, we're not afraid of it. When it has our attention, we're anxious, we see it, and we're fearful, and we'll deal with it. Newscasters, whether it's financial, sports, or whatever, their job is to get you to pay attention to what they're saying. If you don't pay attention, they're not doing their job, which is why headlines are always sensationalized. I was having a conversation about sports. I used to love sports, but now I'm turned off to sports. And I believe it was Sports Center and these newscasters who have turned me off from sports because they don't care about great teams and team play and winning, because that doesn't make headlines. They care about individual superstars and stats. I had a debate with a person the other day telling me teams don't win because they don't have superstars. Teams win because they're teams. Finances are the same way. You have to focus on a plan that is long-term in nature. And then you have to understand that life is going to happen every day. And we stick with our plan through the ups and downs of life. There's such a thing that we all know about in America called the United States Constitution. And there's a saying that the Constitution should be firm, but not immovable, that it should have some flexibility. That is why the Constitution has amendments. You don't want to rip the Constitution up every time something changes in the world, but the Constitution can't be so rigid that it doesn't pay attention to a changing world. A financial plan is the same exact way. It takes a lot of input. When we create financial plans for our clients, so I have clients and then I have the general public that I speak to for free. When we create financial plans for our clients, so much work goes into that because it is something that we are going to stick with until we reach our destination. But when things change, I had a new client ask me the other day, hey, the recession they're talking about or inflation, should we change our plan? It was the best question I had heard in a while, because I said to her, that's a great question for this reason. External factors never make us change a good plan. I want y'all to write that down. External factors never make you change a good plan. Internal factors encourage you to change a plan. Let me give you an example. We made this person's financial plan. We set up everything that needed to be set up for their life, given the facts of their life, given the goals that they have in their life. And then the economy went to hell. Am I changing the plan because the economy went to hell? Nope, nothing changed about what they need to accomplish. If they had said they were going to put away $800 a month to invest, and now because of inflation, they have to spend more so they have less to save, yeah, we'll put away $600 a month now. But that's not changing the plan. That's altering a variable inside the plan. The plan is to put money away, and we're still doing that. We're just changing a little bit. But if the person was not expecting to have kids, they, were on birth control pills or had the Norplant in their arm or whatever, and all of a sudden they were told they were pregnant with twins, that's an internal thing. We got to alter your plan, mama. We got to change things because we got to get a nursery together. We got to save for college. We didn't have that in the plan. Internal factors make us change our plans. External factors don't. So if you understand that and you can put your arms around that and see why that makes sense, why do we care about the news? The news can't tell us anything about us. The news tells us about all the external things. I used to have clients at Smith Barney and Payne Weber who had millions of dollars invested with me. And this is back when you couldn't opt out of paper statements and just get e-delivery. You had to get your statements mailed to you. I would meet with these people when I was fortunate enough to get them to come in, because a lot of them didn't even want to come in. They were so busy making their money that they didn't even want to have the conversations to go over their quarterly results. When they brought their statements to me, I'm not exaggerating this, the vast majority of them would have unopened statements. They'd have like 4 or 5 statements rubber band together. And we'd have to open them and go over them together because they didn't care about the month-to-month fluctuations. They were confident in the plan that we created. They knew it was a long-term plan. And then what did it matter what happened yesterday in the market? It amazes me when I see people online or on MSNBC or CNBC talk about the market plummeted 3% today, or it's soared 4% today. What did that do for you? Think about your life and your family and your finances and tell me what the market being up 3% yesterday did for you. The market being down 6% yesterday did for you. Nothing. Short-term data means nothing. People are out here trying to time the market. Timing the market means thinking they know when to buy and when to sell. They're trading stocks and options. These are murder to you financially. You'd be better off driving to your local casino and betting on 17 on the roulette wheel, or taking the banker in Baccarat the whole time. You'd be much better off taking the banker in Baccarat than trying to pick stocks like this. Because even when you're right, and you might be right 1 out of 7 times, that's generous. Even when you're right, your profits are taxed in the most heinous way possible as short-term gains. So what does it benefit you to be right? You're right 12% of the time. And then when you're right, you're penalized for being right. You're hit with huge taxes. Short-term thinking is murder. Now, I can't laugh at people who focus on short-term. I can't even be mad at them because everything out here in the public encourages you to think short-term. And your own biological hardwiring teaches you to think short-term. We still have the same brains that our prehistoric ancestors had, that had to fight off saber-toothed tigers and people coming to rip and burn down the village. So we think about how to survive today. We have to fight with ourselves to think long-term and plan for tomorrow. But I'm telling you, it's a fight worth having. The same way I got to fight when I say I'm going to the gym and I'm going to eat right. And the minute I go out the house, I see a damn billboard with the new Whopper deal on it. I went to Whoppers for 2 for $5. It's good. Right? I love Whoppers. Put the cheese on them. But can't have them if I'm trying to have long-term success. I can't have this short-term fluctuation in how I get down, because short-term thinking is the most devastating, destructive, and deplorable. See, I got 3 Ds in there. I knew I was going to do it. I just made it up. Way to ruin your finances. You have to sit down, come up with a budget. You guys know I'll talk to you about budgets to death here. Come up with a plan for how you're going to fund your investments in retirement, and then review your plan. It's that simple. But as Warren Buffett said, no one wants to learn how to get rich slowly. We all want to tune into the dude that's telling us he can beat the market, or what rich people do. Rich people don't do anything different than poor people. They just do it more consistently in the right direction. I know a lot of poor people who do the right thing and they don't stick with it. I can tell you the number of times I've tried to lose weight and have dropped 80, 100 pounds, and then about face, because I don't stick with it over time. I do the right things, but I do them for a short term. And the short term will never lead us to success. So with that being said, I want you guys to have an amazing weekend. I'm traveling next week, but I'm committed to giving you 15 minutes of finance on Tuesday and Thursday, and a financial power hour next Wednesday. Have an amazing weekend. And please remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy. You guys have a great day.